all in my lane. You ain't overlooked, so get out the way. I gave you the book, I gave you the game. The boy gotta cook, the boy got a flame, Serving in the kitchen like you Nino. Plenty bitchin', whipping different flavors like a bistro. Kick it, dip it, flip it, keep it hunting like a seed note. Switch and keep it pimpin' every single place that he go. I got it. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Boy, you know the name, get up out the way. Lathan got the flame, Lathan got the flame. Stay up out the kitchen if you ain't the one that's whipping, huh? Hey, yo, Lathan, man, cook them boys up something real quick, man.
What's going on, YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Now today we got the most amazing pinto bean and neck bone stew. So the first thing you want to do is get your pinto beans situated, and we're going to pick through these pinto beans. We're going to pick out any of the broken pinto beans and any dirt or debris or rocks. And the reason I'm taking out the broken pinto beans is because they're going to thicken up the stew early, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to control that myself. So I'm discarding all the broke pinto beans and the rocks and gravel and dirt and debris. You want to make sure you do this because there'll be a lot of rocks and pintos, and you don't want nobody to chew on the rock. All right, once we get that situated, we're going to go ahead and soak our beans, and I'm soaking this the day before. So we're going to soak these beans overnight. And you're just going to take your pinto beans, and that was like 1.5 pounds of pinto beans, and add water to them until it covers them at least by 3 inches. And go ahead and set that bowl aside overnight, and they should double in size. But this is going to help your cooking process. It's going to, you know, do a lot of stuff, and all the excess water, you just dump it away. All right, but while our beans is soaking the night before, we're going ahead and marinate our neck bones. So you're seeing I took some granulated onion and granulated garlic, and I did wash these neck bones beforehand. You guys should know how to wash your neck bones and stuff, but I just wash them because they always have grime on them. All right, and so I got granulated onion, granulated garlic, and I had some Lawry's, and then I did some Slap Your Mama. You know how I do it, same seasonings pretty much and everything. But I'm just marinating the neck bones because I want that seasoning and those spices to penetrate all the way down to the bone. Even though we're going to discard the bones in this recipe, you want to cook these neck bones with the bone because that bone releases so much flavor, and also the collagen helps thicken up the stew. So go ahead and get them situated, marinated, and then we're going to cover that bowl. We're going to pop these in the fridge for 24 hours so they're going overnight as well. All right, next day, look at our beans. You're seeing they pretty much doubled in size. Look at those. And go ahead and discard that water. And that water right there, if soaking those beans, what happens is pull out a lot of stuff that produce like flagellants and stuff. So you get rid of that old water and wash those beans. And then we're going to get ready and start the cooking. So you see I got some roasted garlic oil there, and I made the garlic oil myself. I just took a couple bulbs of garlic, broke them down, and put them in some extra virgin olive oil and let them go in the oven low and slow. All right, go ahead and get you a couple tablespoons of that garlic oil down there, and then we're going to saute our onions, and that's 1 whole yellow onion, 2 stalks of celery, and 1 large bell pepper, and we're going to saute that down pretty much like the Holy Trinity, but we're not going Cajun. I just felt like that'd be a good combination for the stew. All right, once you get that sauteed down, go ahead and add some of those garlic cloves. Now these things are already like roasted, so once you pop it in this and it stew down with the pinto beans, they're going to kind of disintegrate, with that flavor that they're going to bring to this dish is incredible. So make sure you don't miss that step. But once you get those things all situated, go ahead and add some roasted chicken bouillon, and it's just going to give us a depth of flavor like no other. I'm going to give you some salty notes, but that real rich chicken flavor that's going to go great with this pork and these beans. So you can use beef or any other base, but the roasted chicken base is just going to give you a lot of great flavor. I'm telling you, just trust me this go around. We get that chicken base all incorporated into that mirepoix, and I'm gonna just call it a mirepoix, the French mirepoix, well, the Cajun mirepoix, just the not get tongue tied. But once we get those all sweated down, and we did add some salt to that to help bring out that moisture, draw out that moisture, we're gonna go ahead and add our beans to the mix, and just go ahead and mix it all around. And you're just mixing the Holy Trinity throughout these beans. All right, once we get that situated, go ahead and add some low sodium chicken stock, and just a little bit. I only had 2 cups in that container because it was half full. So added 2 cups of chicken stock and then the rest with water. Now remember, we added that chicken base, so you adding this water is still going to be very flavorful because that chicken base is very concentrated. All right, go ahead and get that mixed up. Look at that. I'm telling you, these are going to be the best pinto beans, or this is going to be the best pinto bean stew you ever had. Man, oh my goodness, the smell of it is still lingering in my kitchen. So yeah, it's going to be quite incredible. So go ahead and bring those pinto beans up to a simmer. But before you get to a boil, we're going to go ahead and add our neck bones. Now, if you wash these neck bones correctly, you shouldn't get that much grime coming off of them. But still, you're going to have to skim the top about 30 to 40 minutes in. Just skim some of the foam to the top. Wherever it comes to the top, just skim it off. Like I said, if you wash these correctly, you shouldn't have much of it, but you're still going to get a little bit of it. But make sure you skim that off the top. Once you get all those neck bones in there, go ahead and cover it, and we're going low and slow with this for at least 2 hours. So once we get to this point, the neck bones are all done and cooked beautifully. Look at that. Once you pick one up, the bone should just come out of the neck bones. That's how tender these things should be. They should be falling apart like that. You see that bone out? So we're going to go ahead and discard. We'll take out the neck bones and discard the bones and just keep the meat. So it's going to take you some time to get to that point, but just take your time with it and just pick all the neck bones off of the bone. And then you should be left with straight meat, and we're going to add that to our pinto beans, and this is our pinto bean stew. Like, you don't want people to have to eat your pinto bean stew and picking bones out. I hate that. So sometimes certain meals take me a little while, but attention to detail. And with this is a very classic soul food type dish, so you just want to go the extra step to make it more pleasant. All right, then we're going to go ahead and season it up. Notice we haven't seasoned it up until yet. Because the beans, when you season them ahead of time, they tend to get kind of tough. So we're going in with some Lawry's, some granulated onion, then we're going in with some granulated garlic, the same things that we seasoned the neck bones with. And just make sure you taste and season to your likeness. So I really can't give you a measurement on seasoning. It's pretty much what you like, but you can go heavier on the onion and the garlic because they're salt free and they just give you a ton of flavor. But once we get situated, we're going on with some plain white rice. And I never show you guys how to make white rice because I showed you how to make white rice plenty of videos in the past. Then we're going on with some good cornbread, and I'm gonna show you that recipe here. One day I'm gonna show you that recipe, but you can add any kind of cornbread to this dish. This thing is all about the star of the dish, the neck bone and pinto bean stew. So go ahead and go over with that neck bone and pinto bean stew and cover that cornbread and that rice, and go ahead and throw some parsley on there just to offset the color. And there you have it, man, the most amazing pinto bean and neck bone stew, man. Somebody asked me to make neck bones for the channel, and then a lot of people have been requesting more soul food type deal recipes, so this is a combination of both. I want to show you guys that I grew up on this, man. This dish right here, to me, it's nostalgic. I can remember my grandmother's house smelling like pinto beans and neck bones, and I was always excited because it was a great meal and I know I was gonna get full. These type of meals right here stick to your bones, and they're great for the winter time when it get cold. But there you have it, man, the most amazing pinto bean and neck bone stew from the Bistro. I want to thank you guys for always tuning in to my channel, checking out my videos. The channel is growing, the family is growing. Shout out to the Bistro family. You guys are loved, man. Thank you guys for checking it out. I'm out.